What's Happening Hoax Show is filmed before a live audience and is brought to you by nunboys.com and GPS Photography and Video, gpsphotoandvideo.com.
Get on to an item that we had brought up in our couple meetings, and I've got a gentleman here tonight who wants to speak to us about that, and we've asked him to come. We are confused in Rockfish. Where is the sewer going? I don't know. They said, well, why don't you know? I'll find out. So I've asked Adam Geiker to come tonight, speak to us, let us know where the sewer is, let us know where it's going, because there's so many developers. Trust me, there's so many developers that actually want to build in this area. But they can't do it because of the sewer. We've got grounds right now, and Mr. Brock can attest to it. You've got housing areas right now that the sewer system and their septic tanks, they're overflowing. The ground is saturated. There's no more fields where they can run from their septic. The sewer has to come in sooner or later. It needs to come in now. There's a lot of folks that want to come here, they want to build, but they will not do it till we get the sewer.
It's missed revenue.
Thank you. And first of all, it's a great pleasure to be here. I think the meetings like this are kind of what makes our country great. I'm not from Hope County. I'm from Moore County. I do spend a lot of time here. My hats are off to those who have run and who are running for office. I think that going through the process and withstanding the test of an election is due some admiration. So best of luck to all of you. My firm is LKC. My partners and I have been charged by the board to develop a plan and design a very small piece of that plan is all we've been authorized to do so far. But I'm happy to shed some light on what we've done and, of course, answer as many questions as Brown and the folks at the table will give you time to do. The plan that's on the wall there, and over the folks on the other side of the room is hard to see, has actually not changed since the last time I think some of our team members came to see you. The county board has tasked us, and then with input from them and a couple of iterations, to put together a plan. That's all it was a plan as to how you would provide sewer to the undeveloped tracts in the greater Rockfish community, I'll call it. The different colored zones there represent the larger tracts of land in this part of the county that are not developed. We divided them into different drainage basins and put together what we felt was the most feasible, both economically, environmentally, and from a scheduling standpoint, to get sewer into this part of the world. Our firm has been tasked and has actually completed just a very small piece of the design of that, which is from the intersection of actually Arabia Road and Philippi Church Road, along Philippi Church Road to where it crosses the railroad tracks. That's the only piece that we have been authorized to do. That part of the design has been completed, permitted, and is on the shelf, and will be ready if and when a party comes to the table and the county board decides to move forward with construction. The intention of, and I don't want to overstep my limits because we have not been authorized to, we've only been tasked with certain items, but from our interpretation, the intention of the county board was to put the utility system in a place where it would be ready and it would promote rather than inhibit any future development in this part of the world, both from a cost standpoint and from a timing standpoint. And that is what the intention of the plan, and I believe that the plan, if and when a party comes to the table, that plan would be executed well. Brownie, I'm welcome to, I can speak at length of this, but there hasn't been a whole lot of change since the last time members of our team were at this meeting. Are there specific questions that you would like for us to address?
I think there is. The fact is, I think when the planning stage came in, they completely forgot Rockfish. I don't think that was even in the planning. And I don't think it was planned. I think it was planned on down the other way. I think it was due to the fact that somebody was looking down in that area to make some money. And that's what I'm thinking. Because you offer everybody, the commissioners, everybody forgot about Rockfish. They forgot about it.
Are we talking about the water treatment plant? That's part of this?
The wastewater treatment plant, yes.
So, I mean, I want to hear where it's going. Is it 4-1? Where's the growth? Where are they putting the water Where are we looking at? I mean,
Sewer to a lot more places than it presently is. Polk County was limited on the amount of funds it could borrow. USDA will only loan funds on the amount of customers that you presently got to put in the system. So we had to cut back on our expectations. They won't loan you money against future development. You've got to get the customers, and when you get the customers and you can prove you can pay for it, then they'll let you expand. We were fortunate enough to get USDA to give us $4.5 million worth of grants to keep the payments to the folks that are getting sewer, to keep it down. We were happy to get a $1 million loan from the Columbia Electric. It's no interest on the loan. That's a 10-year loan, no interest. And we used all those and put them together and put the sewer as far as we can. We have got the plant operational now, and as soon as we get more customers on it, we get more income, we can prove to USDA that we can do it, they'll authorize another step, and we keep moving forward as fast as we can.
Brian, I said one is a guarantee to get the sewer. It would appear to me that that's what y'all, somebody up there ought to look at this and say, I've got the customer, I've got the pledge on the money and the land to back it up. And I talked to James Lee, and I said, James, why don't you send some county people down here? Over at Brock, my brother and I, we asked a lot of people. Not one person that we spoke to said they wouldn't agree to pledge their land for a sewer connection hookup, $4,500. Get the county to fund the money and agree to pay up to 4% interest. And I know y'all borrowed money at 1.5 or somewhere in Georgia. And what I'm saying is, with a little effort, what we did was just a few phone calls because we don't have time.
It's a local government commission. Won't put the county, won't allow them to put funds into it. Your sewer is separate from the rest of your taxes. It's a separate entity and can only be funded through that entity. There's no money out of the rest of the taxpayers. The only ones that pay for your sewer system and your sewer lines are the folks that are using it. The rest of us don't pay the sewer line expense. The county is kind of independent. We hate to send our money over across the county line. We're trying to do it in-house, and we have pushed awful hard. And it hadn't been the county that's been the holdup. It's been the state giving us permission. Every one of these lines you put in, you got to get approval to do it. It's not just going out and do it. It's somebody else is controlling the game. It's not locally where all the game is controlled, and that's where your trouble is running.
Well, would they recognize the signatures and commitment against the property itself?
It always helps. It always
And
helps.
I'm saying to y'all, the best investment Rockfish can make is everybody sign up and agree for the sewer system. I just told you what the Rockfish, we put a 28, I said I'll do it, $28,000 right now to split. And that didn't even do it. I think it might have been 600 feet. So what I'm saying is, and all of you think about it, I've drafted, the county can't help. I'll carry it up there. And if that's what it takes, maybe that is what it takes.
Okay, Alan, you got something you want to say?
I just want to help Commissioner Wright out for a second. I wasn't on the board when this plan was drafted, but I want to share something with you. I don't have anything great to say about getting hope or anything like that, but the thing is, when this was drafted, this took months for this to be created. And this, as the color plan, that's the plan. You know, that is the time when we need citizens to come together like this with these concerns and share, look, I'm being left out. You know, I went through it, but from my understanding from the people who were on the board at that time, no one was there. You know, that they relied on the newspaper to tell them, oh, we have a sewer line coming. And then a few years later, they saw this map and said, oh my God, I'm not getting the sewer. You know, the issue is, from what I was told from those who were on the board, is that this sewer was created not to subsidize septic tanks. That's not why they invested over $12 million for this treatment plant. it was brought here for the businesses, the large tracts of land where there are no houses, to make sure those places had access to wastewater treatment, so that we could attract those big businesses to come to these large tracts here with no houses. That's the plan. But because it's an enterprise fund, we had to also include homes. That's the tricky part, because that develops a have and have not scenario. And I thank God I wasn't a part of that, because I could feel the anger. But the reason those homes had to be included is because by it being an enterprise fund, that means that this utility fund pays for itself. You know, from the houses that are on it, they're going to pay their wastewater fees, and it's going to pay for itself. The plant, that big loan that we got, is going to pay for itself. The county is not going to use additional tax dollars to fund this project. You know, it's not ad valorem based. It's not based on your property taxes that you pay. You know, so like I said, I don't have anything good to say, but as we move forward, and I'm not shutting down any arguments. Continue to fight. Continue to fight. You know, if we keep hearing something over and over and over again, we're going to keep looking for money, because every inch of this pipe costs a lot of money. You know, and the money is the holdup. So, you know, continue to fight, but also I encourage to get involved, because when we do projects in the future, we need to hear from you before we implement it. You know, if we want to build a new high school, don't let us build a high school right next door to Wavram on the whole Scotland line. And then after the high school is approved, the loan is closed, and then everyone flood our meeting saying, why didn't you put it in Rockfish?
Well, the first thing is they need to come to your meetings.
Yeah,
I've been going to the county commissioners meetings now for about 2 years, and I'm the only one there from Rockfish. You see me there, you guys see me there, and the only ones you have there are somebody who is running the other departments. That's all you're doing. One thing that really confused me, and I'd like to ask you, I'm not going to put you on the spot, is your agenda that you have. We up here, our little volunteer board, we have a pretty precise agenda. But when I sit in and come down to you guys and listen to you, you've already approved your agenda, A through whatever is already approved, and what the heck are you approving? I have no idea. It's already been approved. But here, we bring it out and talking about it. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up to you all is the fact that, I know we're getting bored here, but I go to your meetings, and if anybody wants to speak, they can only speak 3 minutes. Then you got to request it before you can do it. Tonight here, if you didn't have to request, you spoke more than 3 minutes. Something needs to be looked at. Also, I got a video of this meeting here tonight. Everything that was said is here. I think the commissioner's room, I think you guys down there need to get you some cameras. I think your meetings need to be videoed.
Amen.
Tell you why, because a lot of folks don't want to go out and come to your meetings, but they can look at it on social media. I mean, it's just an idea.
You Brian, give him a card.
Is there a video man here?
Okay, let's have this right there.
Are you gardening cookies?
Tom Babe came out here a few months ago and talked to us about the same system. And we had the same thing, where in order for the Tanner property, which is the yellow one down there, at the very bottom, I guess that's yellow. All the rest of them had to put in, and you explain to them that this is a force main that's been put in there, and then they have to tie into it with the force mains from one of the lift stations. So that's a big expenditure, I'm pretty sure. Just that little part that you've already designed. You have a cost estimate on that. And that's another way to do it. The other thing is, when Tom McNeil was here, he said that the sewer system that we've got right now
Every time I see you, got a young lady in your hand.
was never planned to take care of the existing customers. And how many existing customers have they been able to tie onto it because they ran by there with a line to go to somebody else's property, or somebody able to tap onto it? Is there anybody that was living in Hope County before we started this, had a home here, that's now tied onto it, if you know it?
you don't mind, ask the first part of your question again, make sure I get the answer.
I'm just asking about the expense of just that, the whole thing there. And it's got to be paid up front almost before you can put that force main in. But with facilities, is what's got to be put in there. But I'm wondering about the part that you've already designed. Just how much does that cost?
Good question. So the first question was the part that's been designed, what's a rough estimate of that cost? And that's from the main pump station on Philippi Church Road all the way to where Philippi Church crosses the railroad tracks. It's about $1.3 million is the projected cost of that. That's a very small piece of what you see on the wall. Yes, ma'am. The piece that has been designed and is on the shelf is from here, which is on Philippi Church Road, down again to where Philippi Church and Golf Course cross, up to where it crosses the railroad tracks here. And that's the piece that, to get that pipe in the ground and get it functional, is about $1.3 million, $1.4 million. Everything you see on the wall, all the colors and the lines and the pump stations, is almost $10 million worth of sewer infrastructure to get all that in the ground at one time.
Where's those railroad tracks at? Where are you talking about? You said the railroad tracks, I mean,
The railroad track where Philippi Church crosses.
All right, you come out of Ellis, that's where the station is. And then you're gonna make a left with the Philippi Church.
Golf course road, Philippi becomes golf course road.
Yes.
So you're talking about the railroad tracks right down here?
No,
Twin Bridge.
Talking about the twin bridges out there.
Twin Bridge.
Twin Bridges.
Down here.
Twin Bridges. That's what I was just asking.
That's golf
You make a
course.
right, Twin Bridges, that's a railroad track.
It ain't going nowhere. That's golf course.
Brandon, let me clarify, because it does cross the railroad tracks.
That's over by Philippi
And
Church.
I apologize that I'm not as intimately familiar. So the twin bridges are here, where Philippi Church crosses the railroad tracks, and the twin bridges and the swamp are down here. The sewer has been designed up to where Philippi Church crosses the railroad tracks again. I'm not sure, it's on the other side of
That sounds good.
right there, yeah, that's right there at Bostic Road, that's correct. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the dog. That's
Prime property.
And then finally,
And something's gonna happen there shortly, once they get it up to Boston. So, if you're only a quarter mile, it's a quarter mile from there at the Hardens, my Lord, you're in luck. Y'all need to be pushing, you need to go to meetings, you need to get something around, let's get the sewer up in here so we can get other development in here. We're not gonna kill it anymore.
What Bobby was saying, with a little bit of experience I've got, working out on Fort Bragg, and he said that you've got this permit, that permit, and stuff like that. You've got the EPA, you've got DENR, which is North Carolina Department of EPA, and then you've got the environmentalists that have got their fingers in it, and also you've got the Corps of Engineers. So when you go through a marshland, if you're destructing that, you've got to be able to take that piece, move it to the right, so that you can put your pipe in the ground with enough support to support that pipe. But you've also got to move that wetland to the right or the left. Now you've got two environmentally two species that's in there as an endangered species. Now that's a whole new card deck right there, because you've got to go a half mile this way, a half mile this way, and a half mile back, which just run you $4.3 million because of putting the pipe in and around. Your permit is is killing them. You've got all this environmental regulation that is killing us. It's Galatia Church Road, the gentleman took and dug a pond, put in a pond. In fact, he improved the wetland. Somebody got on the phone, called EPA, they called the Corps of Engineers, and they come in there and ripped him a new one. He had to fill it all back in. The funny thing about it was, he had made a larger wetland to bring the deer and the animals in there and your fish. So this is, I have to back Bobby up on this. This is what we're looking at, bureaucracy. It's the bottom line across the board. Now, he could probably put a witness on that one himself.
A lot of things in this country anymore that you can't even do what you want because the government tells you what to do. You're under government control. If you're in business, you know that. Everything you do, everybody's looking at you, inspected every day. They come down, show you a badge, and they close you down, and they don't even listen to what you got. I think we're controlled too much by our government. Adam, I want to appreciate you coming, and now I know where it's at, so now I can tell people. And the folks that's calling me, I'll say, okay, yeah, it's going to be coming up the new railroad tracks right down there by Boston. Thanks, Adam.
Hey, Brownie, weren't we supposed to get some information from the governor, McCoy, when he signed that special bill, that highway bill 2 months ago? Wasn't that supposed to address all this, that we were getting money influx by 2 years from now?
It is, but I can't say anything about it right now, but the only thing I can say about it, calling Raleigh and talking to Darius, and I call him Darius Rucker, but that's not his name, his first name is Darius, but we get along good now that I call him Darius Rucker. Mr. Brock was going to address that to the fact that, I'll tell him real quick. We're going to come down about the road situation that we got here. You know, we're going to get a 4-lane, we're going to be expanded and all that, but we're concerned about the road coming from Gillis Hill across, and they're going to put counters out in Rockfish June and July. Now, Mr. Brock is going to initiate the fact of where they put the counters. We're not going to let them put the counters where they think they should be because they don't live here. They don't fight the traffic out here at 6 o'clock. So Mr. Brock and I will get together and show them where to put the counters. The counters were in the wrong place last time.
Right.
They were a mile in the wrong place.
Right. So that's right. So there was another question that came up last meeting about a building in our community. We got an answer, and I'll let Mr. Brock tell you about that.
One in the corner.
The question was the building out here, the store, the old store at the railroad track. A lot of people ask what they're going to do with it, turn it down, have it blowed up. I talked to the man who owned it. His reply was, I know it looks bad. A lot of people's talked to me. I'm going to tear the front off of it and do something. If it don't look good, I'm going to burn it down. Now, that's where we stand with the building. He didn't say I'll do it tomorrow, next week, or next year. He just said I'm going to take care of it. So now I've reported back to you what he said. If the community decides they want to do something different or move forward, if he don't give it an appropriate amount of time, then we can talk again and see what we need to do. And with that being said, this lady right here and myself, and probably some of the rest of them, we're about as old as dirt in Rockfish, and we pretty well know the things that took place over the years for people that ain't even been around out here to know. So we thank you for coming tonight. Let's get busy and get ourselves on the map, but most of all, go vote. Just go vote.
Let me say the last couple words. I really, really appreciate the show tonight. I was losing faith in the community. I was getting down to the fact that I really didn't want to do too much anymore, but now tonight I feel so much better. I'm so glad you all came. Remember one thing, go vote.